Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake your body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Hey, Willem Dafoe is here, ladies and gentlemen. What up, baby? Wait, man. Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
That's a good intro. Thanks.
That was all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I feel comfortable.
You feel good? Okay, cool. It's all true, man. I only do this show. You don't know me from a can of paint, but I've been doing it for a few years. I've been at MTV for about 13 years, and I made my living in the past 20 years just sitting talking with people. That's you know, and it's all, doing this show allows me to meet people who you follow. You don't realize that you follow people's careers. Yeah. And then whenever they impact you in these roles, it's always a sense of nostalgia. When Platoon, my uncles were in the Vietnam War. Yeah. Okay. And so one of my uncles, after we watched Platoon, we just start talking about war in general, and that was such a eerily realistic portrayal to me of what war could be like, at a young age. And my uncle started telling me stories triggered by watching that movie. When he was in Vietnam, he used to be a scout. And so he would go out 2 weeks in ahead of his platoon, and navigate through the jungles and show him the pitfalls and by himself, and he's seen people killed right next to him, and I asked him how accurate was that, and he said, man, that one scene in the end, shit, I'm not gonna be able to portray it out perfectly, but everything about that movie he said was real. Now there was rumors that you actually got sick over there. Did you?
Not really.
No?
I mean, some people said I got yellow fever or something like that.
That
malaria.
didn't happen?
No, I got sick for 24 hours. We did a training period where we were out in the bush for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And actors always talk about this, process but this was hardcore.
Yeah?
Yeah. There were no insurance people around. There were no agents. We did some crazy stuff. I mean, people got medevaced out. People got hurt. The stakes were high.
The stakes were high.
Yeah, and one day I drank some water. Yeah. Out of a stream when we were, moving camp, and it was full of bad stuff, and I was sick for 24 hours like I've never been sick. It just went through me. That's all.
Went through it. Yeah, just flush it out.
Yeah.
Was that your hardest? Do you feel like that was your hardest job to date?
Nah, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't hard because I was so engaged, we were full with stuff to do, full with stuff to learn. So you weren't thinking. You were like an animal, you were just doing it. And whenever you can be in that situation, it's if that energy is directed in the right way, it can be a good thing.
You said thinking like an animal.
I am, Sway.
No, but I mean animal in the sense that you don't measure everything. You're like doing instinct, and the stakes are high, so you're just doing what you do. It's like, that's something that performers always look for, to get down to it, you know?
Yeah.
And be doing it. Do the actions gracefully in a way that you're committed to it, and then stuff happens out of that. I always feel like a character is revealed through you just doing some actions, and then you having stuff bounce off you.
Wow, man. Willem Dafoe is here, man. Give it a game, man. I want to talk about this new movie, Out of the Furnace. You play the character John Petty. I also want to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. It's Sway in the Morning, Shade 45.
I'm not going to pay you back your money by taking a dive for this nickel and dime bullshit.
You better figure out something. Figure it out quick.
Wow, that's an excerpt from the movie Out of the Furnace. We have one of the stars here. Willem Dafoe is here playing the role of John Petty. Tell me the plot of this movie.
Well, okay, I'll try to do it quick and clean.
Okay.
It's 2008. Two brothers, an older brother played by Christian Bale. He's working kind of a dead-end job at a mill in a steel mill town that has seen better days. He's taking care of his dying father. His brother comes back after 4 tours in Iraq, looks around, no opportunities. His idea of certain values and certain ways of looking at things have changed. He gets involved with some criminal elements, and he goes he disappears,
Yeah.
and then his brother finds him. So the movie's a lot, addresses a lot thoughts about, when people's beliefs fail them. What do they do when people get in a tough spot? What kind of choices they make? What kind of survival choices they make? Where I come in is I'm a local bookie, and I'm kind of a go-to guy. I'm kind of a fixer, respected in the community. So I'm in a funny place because I'm part of the community, and these guys are like sons to me a little bit because I know their family. But at the same time, I'm living off the false dreams of the people.
Yeah.
And in the end, John Petty comes first. So you see a kind of push and pull, of conscience and honor and these kind of issues.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. It's about a community that's on its back and trying to figure out a way how to get its dignity back.
That's not so unrealistic in these days and times, right?
People can relate to this. I mean, it may be slightly heightened because there are a couple elements in it, that make it a little more dramatic, pushes it a little bit. But I think people can relate to this idea that they got to rethink how they look at their lives when things that used to work for their parents don't work for them anymore.
Work for them.
Yeah.
I thought about that when, because, the American dream is you go to school, you go to college, you jump out, and you get a job. And then you come out of college and ain't no job.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, that don't happen no more. So what do? It's like you resort to whatever works.
Yeah, and this movie examines that because this guy gets back. He doesn't have the opportunities. He can't do what his brother is. He can't accept that, So he's kind of scheming, and I'm part of that scheme, but the scheme doesn't work out so well.
Willem Dafoe is here. The movie is coming out actually Friday, but they're going to have some special premieres in New York and L.A. tomorrow, correct?
That's right.
All right. Go ahead, Heather. You look itchy to ask him a question.
Because I just keep seeing the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I do.
Well.
Was that like... to me, you just seem like an actors, as Sway said before. Was that something you could have ever imagined coming your way? Like this is, I'm going to play an evil superhero in a film one day.
I don't think about it. I deal with kind of what's in front of me. And
you're looking at me like the Green Goblin.
What's funny is, what attracted me that various things. I mean, Green Goblin was part of it, but also the father's role was pretty cool because it kind of mixed a comic thing with a dramatic thing. But that was a good experience. I'm glad the movie did well. It was early in that kind of comic book movie game, so that was kind of fun to be at the front of that. But, it's not what I usually do, but I like doing all kinds of things because it keeps you fresh and keeps you, checking yourself out to say, why do I do this? What's important to me? What do I see? What's happening? What adjustments do I got to make? What do I see going on in the world? That's what it's about.
That's what it's about. Willem Dafoe is here. Tracy, what's your question?
Well, going back to the film Out of the Furnace, for your character John Petty, because you're saying he's sort of a Mr. Fixer for everyone's problems. When you're doing your acting and you kind of go back to your personal experiences, what was your toughest moment that you fixed?
Man, I got to think about that.
Okay,
that's a good question, but like a good question, I don't have an easy answer.
Okay, you know what? You think about it. We'll play a song and we'll come back. All right, and we'll open up the phone lines. 888-742-3345. Willem Dafoe is here. Out of the Furnace is a movie that he's featured in this Friday. It's coming out, and you can see some special premieres in New York and L.A. tomorrow.
Okay.
Heather loves him as the Goblin.
Yes, I do.
For Spider-Man, I loved him in Platoon, A Mississippi Burning, 4th of July. And there's one other movie I want to talk about in a moment that I really, really want to commend you for, and I look at you as my hero because of. We'll get to that in a moment.
Whoa, that's a cliffhanger.
All right. Tracy G, your question was?
Yeah, because we're talking about his latest film is going to come out of the Furnace, and he plays John Petty, who's kind of like a Mr. Olivia Pope, a fix-it-all. So with channeling this with preparing for this character, did you have to channel any inner struggles from the past that you were able to fix?
Oh, God. Sometimes you don't work with yourself. You just pretend. And this was one of those cases where, I just pure pretending. It's not my life's not in there.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes it's better that way. It's better that way. It's cleaner because you're not serving a personal agenda. You're doing something that you're creating out of nothing.
It's more entertaining than like cathartic for you.
Entertaining, I don't know, but you're connected to it. It's cleaner.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have any baggage.
It's honest.
Because sometimes when you substitute from something from your life and you try to fit that feeling or emotion into a character, you're doing too much work and you're not letting the character breathe. You're not letting the character happen. You're kind of being too egocentric about the approach. Now, that sounds like maybe you don't make it personal, but sometimes it's more personal to take that leap. Take yourself out of the game and make something new.
Wow.
That's
That's
game.
brilliant.
Am I talking crazy?
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's game.
I try to tell them that every day when we do radio here, Will. They don't seem to get it, man. All right, in 1993, there was this woman who...
You're scaring me.
No, we got this. We have this in common. Who actually had the world mesmerized by everything she said and did. And you happened to do a movie with her, and there was this one scene, man. Willem, you know I'm going with this. And the movie, here's the movie.
Yes, it would be nice.
Body of Evidence.
You and I making love.
Is that what you think I was thinking?
There's nothing wrong with admitting that you want me, Frank.
You take life for granted.
Oh my gosh, man. That was Madonna. The movie is Body of Evidence. There's a scene in that movie, Willem. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't go back to the hood if I didn't ask you this question. Well, you guys emulated, or I don't know if, like you said, you was probably, just going off the cuff, wasn't pulling from any personal experience, because you don't want it to be egocentric, or,
you got me.
You basically put your face in her crotch between her legs. And was that a body double or was that Madonna?
Oh, God. That was Madonna.
That was Madonna, yes!
You go out, give him props, Sway. You can go back to the hood, Sway.
Now, in the scene, man, I saw the scene. Your face was there, man. It was touching her crotch. So y'all really went through it.
Yeah. we don't tell nothing.
Wait, but what did your wife say? You have a wedding band on.
Me? That was before.
I love him.
What did it smell like, man? Jeez.
Like ice cream.
Man, Willem Dafoe, he's my favorite, damn it.
Ever.
Ah, man, thank you for answering that, man. Hey, man, thank you for coming by, man.
All right.
You got to come back, bro.
Okay.
Anytime you're doing anything, you're welcome here, all right?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Absolutely, man.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.